I will be
Repeal it.
playing non-guilty today, and I will be representing myself.
Okay, there's a certain way we go through things. Just bear with me a second. So the first thing is that you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or 2,000. I know that you're ready to say, go through your list of this and that, but because you want to talk, you're not listening. I need you to listen for a second. I'll give you time to talk, I promise. Just let me get through the spiel and then I'll give you an opportunity, okay? You're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, we're just going to do probable cause because I don't know what happened. Maybe there's no probable cause and then you're out of here. I don't know. Stop. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that. They're DAs. Every single thing you say, they're going to sit there and type to use you.
I know that's my right.
Guilt. Just hold on. Let's do probable cause first.
Okay. Yes, Judge. On June 15th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a crash. They met with the complainant who reported that she was involved in a crash with a Toyota Tundra and provided the license plate number. The male with gray shorts, no shirt, and tattoos stepped out of his vehicle and offered the complainant to follow him back to his house, and the complainant declined the offer. The defendant then left the scene without giving any information and sideswiped the complainant's vehicle a second time. The officers began to head to the car's registered address, 0.4 miles away, when they received a second call for help at the address they were headed to. At the address, a male matching the description provided by the complainant was having a mental episode in front of his house. The defendant admitted to driving and leaving the scene without giving information. The damage is approximately $2,000.
Okay. All right, Mr. Peeler, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. How old are you, sir?
So on June 15th, I was in a state of psychosis, and I have
Hold on.
documentation of the settlement that took place for the liability property damage which occurred on that incident. I have the claim number in front of me if you need it, Your Honor, for that settlement. I have the mental health crisis documentation discharge summary provided by the Harris County Constable living at 13800 Lake Superior Lane if you need that. Upon further request, I can provide documentation of the discharge from the hospital that I went to.
Let's do this.
Supporting the mental health.
Mr. Peeler.
And I'm disabled. So.
Let's do this. Why don't I have you talk to a lawyer? Okay, your lawyer can talk with you, get to know you, find out what happened, and then they can approach the state to try to, see what's going on.
So I'm disabled and I don't want to be, and I never was.
Just don't say anything.
Warrant at all. I never received anything in the mail, not once. So how can
Sometimes cases work like that. Sometimes a person is involved in some kind of situation where a warrant will not issue immediately to where they get taken into custody at that time.
Well,
Those are called.
In the mail, so I assumed that I would have received something.
Never assume anything.
You're right.
Never assume anything. But let's do this. I can have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. You can explain your situation to the lawyer. The lawyers can talk to the DA, and then we can work something. Okay.
So
Just hold on.
I agree.
I don't want you to say anything because there are a bunch of DAs here and everything you say, they're going to use it against you. I will give you the opportunity, but first let me have you talk to a lawyer. I've got a bunch of them and they're great. They truly will help you out. Okay, really. Yeah. So let's do this. I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm just going to have you take a seat in the jury box while I find your lawyer. Be patient though. I've got 150 people here, Mr. Peeler. Okay, so just be patient. Okay.
Failure to, well, I actually did stop. I mean, for the record, we both have exchanged words outside our vehicle.
Okay, come on.
Proctor, Bessie.
Artavia Ellis.
Yes, sir.
Miss Ellis, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. I know you don't have one, but we're going to do probable cause first. Okay.
Yes, Judge. On November 8, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated that he and the defendant had been dating for at least 2 years and stated that he and the defendant had been staying with each other at the defendant's apartment or his apartment. The complainant stated that on November 8, 2024, the complainant stated that he was seated on the couch and the defendant became aggressive and punched the complainant on the right side of the face. And the complainant stated that the defendant then jumped on him and put her burning cigarette on the right side of his face, leaving a mark and causing him to feel pain. The complainant stated that he told the defendant to leave, but she refused. The complainant was afraid and called 911. And the officer spoke to the defendant, who stated that she and the complainant had been dating for 3 years and that she and the complainant had a verbal argument over a cheating issue in the living room. And the defendant stated that the complainant kept bothering her, accusing her of cheating, and kept following her around. The defendant stated that she then ashed the burning cigarette she was smoking on the complainant's face because the complainant used to get violent with her in the past. And the defendant stated that she did not punch or have any physical contact with the complainant.
Ms. Ellis, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I'll put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? She has a prior assault of a family member. Is this the same complaining witness, guys?
No,
it's
Your Honor,
not.
it's a
It
different.
was my
complainant.
ex-husband.
We don't need your help, please. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. If you say something when you think it's going to hurt you, it may very well hurt you. If you think you're trying to help, just don't. I'm ordering you now not to have contact with this person. I'm entering in an order for protection that identifies London Renfro as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where he lives or where he works. Do you understand? That means you're not allowed to go within 200 feet of 10307 Dell Court in Missouri City. You cannot go within 200 feet of that address.
What is the address?
Okay. Until I know differently, you're not to go within 200 feet of that address. You know, we can work things out. My only and my primary concern, Ms. Ellis, is public safety. I will do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. If I have to put you in there kicking and screaming, crying and praying to whatever God there may be, I don't care. Do you understand? What do you do for a living?
I drive. I work for Amazon.
Do you have a Texas driver's license, ma'am?
Mhm.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
I don't currently have a vehicle right now.
You said you're working, you're driving something. You have to have
I
car
drive
insurance.
for Amazon. I use their vehicle to deliver packages.
Okay.
So yes, I do have a driver's license.
How much money do you make a month?
Not much. I haven't worked in like a month. I've been having problems with my heart, so I haven't been at work lately.
Are you still earning an income?
As of a month, I haven't worked in like a month because I took an absence of leave because I've been dealing with my heart problems.
Okay, I'll have you fill out an application, but I need to know everything about you. I need to know how much money you have in the bank, what your monthly income is. Don't just put zeros because I'm going to send it back to you. I need to know everything about you. And I'll look to see whether you qualify for an appointed lawyer. Okay. Do not leave until you sign all of our bond conditions. Otherwise, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest. And remember, no alcohol, no illegal drugs. That includes smoking marijuana. If you smoke marijuana, okay, please.
It's everything.
All right, Judge, can I just come over here, ma'am? Next judge is
Can you
case
file no contact and no weapons as well, please?
15. Sir, come on up.
Victoria, what did you say?
Case 15,
Okay.
Sarah.
Edwin Sura Aparicio. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Good morning, Mr. Reyes. Okay.
Yes, Judge. On November 10th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle after observing it run a red light and through an intersection. After the officer turned on emergency lighting equipment, defendant's vehicle accelerated at a high rate of speed. Officer activated sirens. The vehicle slowed down. Upon contact with the defendant, who was the driver of the vehicle, the officer observed red bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN, 6 out of 6, walk and turn, 3 out of 8, one leg stand, 0 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to arrest. The results were 0.15 and 0.149.
You said the stop was
For
for,
running a red light, Your Honor.
oh, he ran a red
He ran a
light.
red light and then the officer pursued.
Got it. Okay. Mr. Sura Aparicio, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Resident,
Do you have a Texas driver license?
manejar de Texas. Yes.
Can you run his license?
Eligible, Your Honor.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
De su responsabilidad. Bajo su nombre. No,
Then you're not allowed to drive.
no se le permite.
I am making that now a condition of your bond. You're not to drive any vehicle until you have car insurance in your name. And we were able to see it. Once you obtain that, come back here, show us that you have it, and then I will take this restriction off. But until I know every person of Harris County is protected in the event that you get into an accident, you're not allowed to drive. It's just the law.
Seguranza Sistema, pensé que era como seguro.
Oh, I'm sorry, I do have insurance. I thought you were talking about life insurance.
I don't care about life
No, a mí no me
insurance,
importa de seguro de vida.
car insurance. Show me that you have it with your name before you leave here today, and I won't put this restriction off. I want to know that you're protected. I want to see that you have car insurance, and then we won't restrict your license, your driving privileges. I am ordering you, though, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bucks. Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, you have a lawyer,
Tiene un abogado.
job having a lawyer.
Tiene un buen-
Because you do, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Reyes and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If Mr. Reyes tells me that he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Una orden de arresto.
Do you understand?
¿Me entiende? Yes.
All right, guys, well, I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then free to go.
Thanks, Judge.
All right.
Have a great weekend and day.
You too.
All right, Judge, next is page 7.
Thank you.
Perez. Michael,
Did you say Perez?
Perez,
First.
first, okay, come on.
Right.
You, Michael Todd First.
Sure.
Mr. First, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. And you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. So on the DWI, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On your other case, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 7th, 2024, the officer responded to an HEB in Harris County, Texas, in response to a public intoxication call. Upon contact with the defendant, who matched the description given over dispatch, the officer observed the defendant to have bloodshot, glossy eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant was extremely unsteady on his feet. The defendant failed to comply, having unprovoked aggression and irritability towards the officers, and refused to answer any and all questions regarding his history and whether the defendant had consumed any alcoholic beverage. Through surveillance footage, the officers observed the defendant drive to the store and was the sole occupant of his motor vehicle, and the witness advised the defendant entered the store appearing to be heavily intoxicated. Due to the defendant's level of intoxication, standard field sobriety tests were unable to be performed. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused. A search warrant was signed and executed despite the defendant's attempt to interfere with the execution of the blood warrant. He resisted the officers and the hospital staff and impeded the phlebotomist from complying with the warrant.
Just telling me that he interfered. DWI okay with the interference? You got to give me more than conclusory statements.
So 3 officers, judge, had to restrain the defendant before the phlebotomist was able to take two vials
Better.
of blood.
Okay.
He disrupted the timeline of the execution. He impeded the phlebotomist from complying with the warrant. He interfered with the peace officer while the peace officer was performing his duty. So judge, it just seems like he was actively resisting the whole time.
Strap him to a gurney, does it say? Do you know?
I'm gonna pull up the OR, judge.
It's not necessary.
Furthermore, it also says that while at the hospital for approximately 5 minutes, the defendant repeatedly pulled away his arm from the phlebotomist and the officers while the phlebotomist was drawing blood.
Okay. All right, Mr. First, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on both of your cases. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run his license, please? And then how many prior DWIs do we have here? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Currently, yes, sir. But I would.
I don't want to talk about the case at all. I'm just trying to determine whether we should allow you to drive or not.
Well, I have something to say on that. It would be fine with me if you ordered me not to drive. I don't need to drive. I don't have a job.
But I don't know how that'll impact your life. I am going to say this, though. I am ordering you now not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. So I'm putting a restriction on your license that if you want to drive a vehicle, you're not allowed to unless it has an ignition interlock. Understand, if you drive a vehicle, it doesn't have one, you're in violation of the conditions and we're going to put you in jail.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Mr. First, if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you better take care of it, because if you don't, I'm going to do it for you. And I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, his license is eligible and he only has 1 prior DWI from 2023 out of Montgomery.
On probation right now?
No, it was a 3-day jail sentence.
Okay. All right. So tell me, what do you do in life? Do you work?
I don't work right now. I'm in the process of filing for disability. I tore up my knee right before Christmas the last year, and it was really bad, and I'm still suffering with it today.
How do you support yourself?
My wife.
So you're married?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll do this. I'll give you an application. Let me see if I have one on file already. I need you to fill out an application for me for an appointed lawyer.
Yes, sir.
So Deputy Reeves will give you an application. I'm going to have you sign a big reset with Victoria. You'll meet with Felicia for your bond conditions, and then we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box while we get all your conditions ready and then find your lawyer.
Fair
Okay,
enough.
sir? Okay, please.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Nava, come on up.
Tomas Nava. Mr. Nava, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On November 8th, 2024, the officer was dispatched in regard to a 2-vehicle collision. Upon arrival, the officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle and an 18-wheeler and upon contact with the witness, the driver of the 18-wheeler, the witness advised the defendant was driving at the time of the collision. Upon contact with the defendant admitted to crashing his motor vehicle into the rear end of the 18-wheeler. The officer observed the defendant with red glassy eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer further observed poor balance, and the defendant was swaying from side to side and was looking to the concrete barrier for support. The defendant admitted to drinking, and standard field sobriety tests were refused. The DIC was read, but the defendant refused. Blood search warrant was signed and executed.
I need you to do me a favor, please.
Yes, Judge.
Does he have any DWIs that are out of county? Can you run a full NCIC on Mr. Nava?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Nava, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more bond. No more PR bonds. No more free bonds. I will do everything in my power to protect the county. As far as I know, this is your third here in Harris County. I don't want you to drive. I'm ordering you not to drive. Do you understand? You will be, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you drive, I'm going to have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. And I don't care what your excuse is. You cannot justify getting into a car for any reason.
There are no out-of-county DWIs.
I'm also going to order you to not drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught driving any vehicle into jail, you'll go, and I'm going to deem you a public danger, and I'm going to make your bond so high you'll have teeth popping out. I'm going to order you to obtain a handheld scram device that you're going to take with you, so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. Do you understand?
Sir.
Judge, you said spring or?
He can get the portable. Yeah, today. I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'm going to get you to Victoria. We're going to have you sign a reset. You'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions.
Yes, I got a lawyer, for the
Okay,
next.
just don't consume alcohol for any reason. I don't care what your excuse is, and above all else, don't drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
All right, Judge, next is page 12. Peyton, come on up. Donovan. Judge, is this one CHA?
Yes.
Okay.
What you,
Right this way.
what,
This is Peyton on page 12.
okay.
The co-defendant is in custody. Did you want to? Or no?
Sure. Yeah, why not? We might as well gamble, please.
Judge. Can you ask if Alice Moore, are they between the address?
Just,
So that's why I'm asking. Go ahead and sign.
I don't know. I don't think they've had a chance to look. So, hey, guys, have you on Ellis? Have you guys reached out to the CW to see if, do you mind to see where they actually live for purposes of the MOA, please? I'm kind of at a loss, Alex, where we have Mr. Gamble, who's still in custody. Both of these gentlemen are charged with aggravated robbery. One has a $70,000 bond on the ag rob, and this gentleman here, Mr. Payton, has a bond of $10,000 on the ag rob. I guess we'll see why. Doesn't seem very fair, but I guess we'll see why. Open up, Mr. Gamble. Mr. Gamble. Mr. Payton. Gentlemen, both of you are charged with cases in here. Both of you are charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You know, looking at your information, I see that Mr. Payton, both of you guys, and Mr. Gamble are also charged with aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. However, your felony bond was $10,000 and yours was $70,000. I don't understand why. We will soon find out. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On November 7th, 2024, the officer conducted a traffic stop on a motor vehicle after observing it violate Texas Transportation Code 547.602, which requires mirrors, and the officer confirmed 5 traffic citations. The driver was placed into custody for those citations, and the defendant, Payton, was sitting in the front passenger seat where a black extended magazine was observed in plain view between the defendant's feet. Defendants 1 and 2, the second defendant being Gamble, were both detained, and a probable cause search revealed a black backpack found to be concealing 2 semi-automatic pistols with a loaded round in the chamber, not in a concealed holster, and within the wingspan of both defendants, as well as 37.8 grams of marijuana.
Tell me about the ag rob.
So the ag rob for Mr.
For
Payton,
defendants, same day on 11/8.
I just want to confirm, Your Honor. It looks like the ag robs are different days. For Payton, it's July 27th, and then for Mr. Gamble, it's August 26th. So they're 2 separate incidents for aggravated robbery. So to begin with Mr. Payton, the aggravated robbery on July 27th, an officer was dispatched to a robbery at a vape time store, and the complainant said an unmasked defendant came inside the store and the complainant buzzed him into the door. The defendant looked around and then walked to the door and let 3 other masked men into the store. One of the 3 men pointed a gun to the left side of the complainant's neck, and then the other 3 men took money and merchandise before running from the door. The surveillance video showed the incident and showed defendants leaving in a silver Kia sedan. Officers were able to trace the sedan back to a co-defendant. They were also able to see that the Kia had been involved in a prior traffic stop. In that stop, the passenger of the car was viewed in the officer body-worn camera. That person was the unmasked first person who entered the store and let the other 3 men into the store before helping take cash and merchandise. And to move on to yes.
There were multiple, I think it was this defendant, Mr. Gamble, was one of 5 suspects robbing vape stores. And there are multiple incidents of the robbery. So we can certainly read PC Judge, it's just very long, but we're happy to read it.
Is it the same MO where it's in, I mean, are we talking about just like an enterprise type situation? Like an engaging and organized? Okay.
So
I'm just, I get, my question is, I want to know how dangerous these guys are, and obviously we've got ag robs on both of them, perhaps even multiple stops of ag robs. So Mr. Payton, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now putting an ankle monitor on you, and I want to know where you are at all times. And I'm giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. I don't want you out in the middle of the night, and I'm barring you from going to any, just got to be careful in this life, man. You got but one. You end up with the wrong person. You hang with dogs.
This is where the hearing takes a major turn because the focus is no longer just on a charge sitting on paper. It's shifting toward public safety and future risk. The court is hearing allegations involving weapons, aggravated robbery investigations, and concerns about who was involved and how dangerous the situation could become. Legally speaking, bond conditions aren't punishment. They are restrictions designed to reduce risk while a case moves through the system. That's why we're hearing discussion of ankle monitors, curfews, no contact orders, and additional requirements. But emotionally, this moment hits differently because the judge isn't only talking about what happened, he's talking about where someone's life may be heading if things continue down the same path. And here's a question for you. When courts see younger defendants facing serious allegations, should the focus be stricter control or stronger intervention? Let's get back into it because the judge isn't finished yet.
40 years of your life. You start acting like a knucklehead out there, you're either going to be dead or with a 50-year sentence, and that's not a way to go through life. You understand? I will appoint your lawyer today.
And Your Honor, in regard to Gamble, it appears that the bond may be higher as officers presented the facts of both the current case as well as a separate case that's unfiled. It's an HPD case to which the defendant confessed to also being involved. So it seems there's also an ongoing investigation.
Do we know who put the gun to the neck?
It was the defendant as well, defendant Gamble.
Gamble?
And he also put a gun to the complainant's face as they were stealing marijuana and other items.
You hear everything I just said over there, Mr. Gamble? Same thing applies to you, man. We have enough black and brown people in custody as it is. We don't need any more. You don't need to live life with a 40-year sentence because of some stupid chaisa, man. You know? Do you know if you're going to bond out?
I'm gonna be talking to this mom later, Judge. So
Okay,
we'll have
if
to-
you bond out, I'm ordering you under home confinement. I don't want you out anywhere. Do you understand? You will get a GPS monitor on your ankle, no weapons. I don't want you to talk with any of the co-defendants in any of these cases. I don't want you two hanging out with each other at all. You know, you may be great guys by yourselves, but when you're together, perhaps it's a Tasmanian devil. No thanks. We don't want it. I'm going to tell you both of you now. I will do everything in my power to protect my Houston at all costs. And I don't care if you put you in jail at 17 and you're kicking and screaming and this. No. Do you understand? You were lucky to get out as it is on this type of charge, as it just count your lucky stars now, Mr. Payton. All right, so
It's a felony pending control, 17 judge will roll it.
for sure. And then Felicia, so GPS prior to release on Mr. Gamble, no weapons, no alcohol, no drugs, random urinalysis. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, he did.
You did? Okay. All right, John. So I guess we'll stay in touch with Mr. Gamble. All right, Mr. Gamble, good luck. We'll just keep us in the loop about what goes on. Mr. Payton, I'm keeping you ever so close. I'm not letting you go far. Do you understand? Okay. I need him to fill out an application. Do you mind giving an application? I'm going to give you an application for an appointed lawyer. I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria, and then I'm going to have you meet with Felicia for your bond conditions. Then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Yeah, correct. All of them. And then we'll start working on the GED as well, Felicia. So back in 2 weeks.
All right, Judge, you ready for the next one?
Do you know, hey, Vic, do you know if Shatoria left the paperwork for the free GED stuff? You know? Yeah, she has like 2 pieces of paper that we usually give to persons for helping with the costs for GEDs and stuff. Okay, Vic, who's
All right,
next?
Judge, did you want to circle back to page 10 and 11?
Oh,
Sherman?
Judge. Hey, thank you for coming.
Jesus.
Coming up, Mr. Mancias.
John, if you can recall, this is the one where the complainant basically recanted not only the new assault, but also the first assault as well. And then she also said that she did not see the assault that involved her brother. The allegation that was made from my client then and my client now is that he was actually attacked by her family. And when he called the police, she became upset and she made those statements. The main concern that I have right now is that he cannot go to work with an ankle monitor whatsoever. He works at a high voltage area. I want to work out the case and with the state. I think that based on what I've seen, unless I see something else, I don't know if I know that there's one case with the brother that I still think that would have to be worked out, and the other two, I think they're kind of tainted at this point.
So the first case is 200 days old and it's time to put that baby to bed. I get the other two are new, but I'm not going to hold one for the one that's 200 days. I'm not going to hold it for now another 180 days for the other two.
I'm fine with it. That's, Your Honor, if that's the
So-
case, then, I mean, I don't want to put the state in a bad, in a bad situation, but being that she's,
Don't feel bad for the state.
well, I mean, I'm a former state myself, so I always kind of.
So are you ready? What do you have an offer on that case?
On the first AFM, Judge?
Yes.
There are two offers. There's a 6 days Harris County Jail and then a 13-month deferred.
Is there, can you make a global?
I don't feel comfortable doing that, just given that this is a case, but I'm happy to.
He was
call him
here
around.
just 2 minutes ago.
was here, Your
You gonna
Honor.
come, you think he can come back?
I'm happy to call him right now and try to get him in here.
Let's see if he can come back and just let him know that we would just like a global offer. I mean, that's ultimately what we want to do. And at the most, we'll give you maybe 2 weeks to kind of settle up, but it's time to put up or shut up, man. I'm not, just because you pick up 2 new assault cases, I'm not going to give you more time on the first one. It's 200 days. It's time to either go to trial or you got to accept something. Perhaps they're ready to make a global offer so we resolve everything. I don't know. But if not, we still got to take care of this case. I'm not going to give you more time on it. You understand?
Yes, sir.
It's your responsibility to stay in touch with Judge Hatton. He'll tell you when you got to come back to court. I'm not taking your ankle monitor off. I don't want you to go anywhere near these people, not until we know what's going to happen. Actions have consequences. You have 3 open assault cases. I'm not going to there's 2 sides to the story, but I don't know their side.
I understand.
And so until I know everything at one time, then, if they were to say something that might be different, but I'm not taking your word for anything. And it's not just you, it's every person that would come here. I'm not going to take anybody's word, the evidence is going to tell us to whose side is correct. That's what we need to see what's going on.
Yes, sir.
And should be pretty quick because your case is now 200 days old. All right. So let's wait for DVD. Perhaps we can work out a global resolution. If not, we'll give it a couple weeks and then we'll come back and then, yeah.
Okay, Judge.
Thanks.
May he sit in
Yes, of course.
All right, Judge, next is page 13. Healer, come on up.
Are you Jesse Joe Proctor?
Yes, Judge.
Proctor, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
I do apologize. Internet's being slow. It's loading right now.
You tell me when you're ready.
Yes, Judge. Apologies.
No problem.
Ready, Judge.
Go for it.
On November 7th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a burglary for residents in progress call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officers found the suspect standing in front of the complainant's residence, and the defendant is the complainant's ex-boyfriend, and they had been dating for 2 months, and they had recently ended a relationship. The defendant had been sending threatening text messages to the complainant, stating that someone was going to die tonight and that it was going to be the complainant. The complainant and her mother were going to die, and he also sent messages that he is going to take his gun to the complainant's house. The officers observed the text messages and confirmed that the defendant sent them by asking the defendant for his phone number and comparing them to the messages to get the complainant's attention. The complainant stated she feared for her life because she stays at home alone and would like to pursue charges.
Got it. All right, Mr. Proctor, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
If you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, sir. Can you file the no contact and no weapons, please? There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. Get to know it, because if you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges of violation of protective order, and that's one of the worst misdemeanor cases you can pick up. Violate conditions on a VPO, I can hold you at no bond, 0 bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person of this county. You understand? What do you do for a living?
I do operation support for a transportation company.
How much money do you make a month?
Approximately about 5,000. I just started the job like 2 weeks ago.
We're going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'll get you to take a seat in the jury box. We're going to have to wait for your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. Don't go anywhere near this person. Life is too short. Do you understand? I'm telling you, life is way too short to live in a 6x9 box because of one person. There's 10 gajillion fish in the sea. Move on. It's over. You understand? Okay, man. Come on.
Right this way. Rodriguez, Christian, come on up. Page 14.
Christian Rodriguez. Mr. Rodriguez, you're charged with failure to stop and give information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
One moment, Your Honor.
Alan, Jacqueline.
Sure. Tell me when you're ready.
I am ready, Judge.
Okay.
On November 9th, 2024, officer was dispatched to a vehicle crash hit and run at the intersection of West Sam Houston Parkway. Dispatch advised the defendant struck this complaining witness's vehicle and an electric pole and then fled the scene on foot. Upon arrival, officers saw complainant's vehicle, which sustained damage of approximately $2,000, as well as the defendant's vehicle, which was totaled against the retention cables of the electric pole. Complainant advised officers that the defendant left the scene without providing his name or vehicle insurance. A witness on the scene provided a description of the defendant, and several of the defendant's family members arrived on scene, one of whom identified the defendant by his name and date of birth. Defendant's mother later called dispatch and advised that her son had been in an accident and fled the scene because he was scared.
Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care if there's a burning building. I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs a ride to church. You get into a car and drive, there's going to be a heavy toll. I'm having you sign an affidavit promising that you're not going to drive. I can have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. It's an offense in and of itself. Do you understand? If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that point, don't. How old are you, sir?
23,
What do you do for a living?
working in refineries.
I'm going to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset and we'll get you out of here. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
All right, Judge, next is page 15, Stokes.
Good morning, Ms. Stokes. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On October 31st, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a Walmart in Harris County, Texas, in regard to a theft. Upon arrival, the officer met with the complainant, the loss prevention staff, and the defendant. The complainant advised that she observed the defendant concealing items on her person along with skip scanning items at the register. The complainant then observed the defendant proceed to walk out of the store, passing all points of sale. Total cost was $49.92.
Stokes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm barring you now, and I'm ordering you not to go to any Walmart for any reason. You understand? If I find that you go to Walmart and I don't care what your reason is, I'm going to put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You're already on bond for a felony theft as it is now. It's very possible they revoke your bond and issue a felony warrant for your arrest. What happened with the felony theft that she's on now?
Your Honor, on the felony theft, it says that the officers were on patrol and ran the vehicle through NCIC and noticed the vehicle was reported stolen. The traffic stop was conducted. The driver of the vehicle was identified as the defendant. The complainant identified herself as the sales manager of the auto dealership and stated the defendant came into her office to purchase the vehicle for $11,000. The complainant stated the defendant presented 3 money orders for $1,000 each as down payment. The complainant stated they only allowed the defendant to leave with, they allowed the defendant to leave with the vehicle. The complainant stated several days later she found out the money orders were stolen. The complainant contacted the defendant and told her to return the vehicle immediately, which were ignored.
And I see that she has yet another one from March of this year as well. Same thing.
Let me see, Your Honor. In that incident, she used stolen identifications and rented a car for 1 day and was supposed to return it, but failed to return the vehicle.
I'm ordering you not to drive. I am making it a condition of your bond that you're not to drive. Do you understand? Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Your Honor.
You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today, ma'am, and then we'll talk about all your bond conditions. I'm going to have you sign a receipt of Victoria, and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box, ma'am. Do not go away until we have you talk to the lawyer. Okay? Please.
Right this way. All right, Judge, next is page 19. Warsaw, Emily.
Is it Miss Warzebach?
Warzebach.
Ms. Warzebach, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On October 23rd, 2024, the officer was conducting surveillance at a department store in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant enter an Old Navy. The officer made contact with the complainant, the loss prevention manager, who stated the defendant entered the store, selected multiple pieces of clothing, and walked towards the front of the store. The defendant abandoned merchandise on the table, but kept a white sweater. The defendant passed all points of sale with the unpaid sweater, causing alarms to sound. The officer observed the defendant remove the security tag and throw the tag on the ground. The officer made contact with the defendant and recovered the sweater.
All right. Okay, Ms. Warzebach, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. I'll appoint you a lawyer today, but I want sending you for a drug test. If you fail to go take the drug test, if you fail to come back, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, man? Okay, take your seat for me, please.
Right this way. Judge, that was our last arraignment.
Okay.
Counsel, you need to approach, go ahead.
Josh.
Paige Brown.
It's a BVR, right?
It's a plea.
Oh, okay.
This is.
Oh, no, we're not. Same case.
Do you mind bringing her up?
Time for the deferred today.
So you've done the TRAS? Okay, great. That way we know what to,
About to start a job at Fiesta. There was somebody.
Can I get the thumbprint first?
we need your thumbprint, please. I've got another brown on a DVR. That's why I thought it was. Okay. All right. Good morning, Ms. Brown. Ms. Brown, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you a 13-month deferred. That is a type of probation that if you complete it successfully, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. This is really important. You don't need a conviction because when you get one, you become very difficult to employ, meaning it gets very difficult to get a job. The more convictions you get, the more difficult it is to get a job because people know that you have a volatile, meaning trigger temper, that if you get upset, holy moly, she could lose it and just, so it's really important that you make this work. Not only that, if you complete it successfully, you can have it sealed after a while so that the public can't see it. I will pay for it for you. If you complete this and you can qualify for the sealing, I'll do it for you for free. All you got to do is come back. And I'll make it even better for you. If you do everything you're supposed to do, stay out of trouble, I'll cut you loose in half the time. 7.5 months, you can be done with this thing, no conviction on your record. How does that sound? Be nice. It's not hard. That's all you got to do. If you get upset, walk away. Go somewhere else. When I get upset, I distance myself from everyone. I'll go over there. I'll go run. I'll find something else to do. My kids piss me off like crazy. What do you think I do? Yeah. It would be very easy for me to just beat them into submission, beat them and spank. And no, that's not the right way. If I get upset, I get up and I leave, walk out of the house. I'll go to find something else to do. That's what you need to do when you get upset. It's not the end of the world. It's never the end of the world. All right. So what does the TRAS say that she has to do?
She's gonna have to be in the mental health.
Shh. Okay, great.
Career management, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay,
Job skills training and monitoring and psychotropic medication and treatments.
great. That sounds great. Do this 7 months, I'll let you loose and then you're done. We early terminate people all the time for when they do well. We let them go in half the time. My only issue is, will she qualify for funding? Do you know?
I would have to be asked.
Because she doesn't have any money. And if one of the conditions on here is GPS monitor, there's no way she's going to be able to pay for that. I know that we have, is it
Because
TLAP?
that was something that her case manager had recommended that he thought would be helpful for her. And so
I think it's a great idea. But what I want to do is be able to pay for it because I know that she can't, and I can't waive the fee while she's on probation, but she might be, I know that she'll qualify for the funding. Can we try?
We can verify.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get you to qualify so that you don't have to pay for anything. Okay. But if you ever have a problem, do you have Josh's number?
Tablet, so I don't have any contact.
Who took it? Did she tell you, is it she or he?
She.
Did she tell you how you can get it back? Is the guardian here now? How did you get here?
My group home staff. We did it.
They here now? Where are they in the courtroom? Can you? Who is it?
Miss Simone.
Yeah, but where? Miss Simone, do you mind coming up, ma'am, please? Yes, come on up. And Josh, give her my card too. Will you? This is my card. If you ever need anything, all you got to do is just, you have us. I mean, Ms. Brown, we're always here to help, you know? All you got to do is just make a call, send me an email.
I'm Simone.
Hi, thank you for coming. So they took her tablet.
Yes, they did.
How can she get it back?
In 1 month, if she behaves well.
You can get it back. It's not the end of the world. If you're good for a month, they're going to give it back to you. Right? Can you do that? Okay. You'll have it back in a month. That gives you a way to be able to contact us. So she's getting into a probation today. It's a 13-month probation. I told her that if she does well, then we'll take her off in half the time. All she has to do is the anger management class, stay up on her medication. And then there was one more important thing. What was it? The cognitive, it's therapy, okay? Do that, things will go well, all right? You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you enter into this agreement, this is a contract you're signing with us. You either complete it successfully. If you violate it, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We put you in jail. I'm going to bring you back out in orange, like you've seen all the other people that come out. And we're going to discuss whether you violated it. And if you did, we can put you in jail for an entire year. Do you understand this? This is serious business because you could go to jail for an entire year if you violate this. If you get violent with someone, if you do something you're not supposed to, if you pick up a new case, if you don't do your classes on time, if you break curfew, it's a problem. Can you get it done? Okay, I wish you luck. How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty? I won't find you guilty. I'm going to wait 13 months. Make us proud. You'll be done in 7.5. All right? All right. Good luck, Ms. Brown. Thanks.
Do you want to get the GPS for the entire probation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm inquiring right now over able.
We have to, because there's got to be a way, you know. Shreya.
Judge,
Hi.
I was appointed on 2 jail cases. On the first one, Joseph Francis, I do have the waiver of the bail order.
Okay.
On the second one, Victoria said I have to approach Mr. Roberts.
Yes, I'm glad that you got it. And I'm glad that he's here because we've been rolling him day for day until we got him. Do you mind bringing out Robert's Clay, please?
We'd waive a bail hearing.
I need to talk to him. I just have to tell him what's going on. And I don't know anything about the new cases. And so.
The new cases are 2Bs actually.
All of them?
2.
Mr. Roberts Clay, how's jail? It's been a long time since I've had someone with this kind of drama. Let's go through your spiel. 9/25/24, evading arrest, and you pick up an FSGI. 11/9/24, assault of a family member, assault of a family member, assault of a family member, assault of a peace officer, assault of a peace officer. You get on bond, I guess, he's on bond for all those cases, right?
Yes, Judge, I see.
And now you've picked up another assault of a family member and an interference.
Those are 2Bs filed, Judge, while he was in custody. So he was not out of custody. He's been in custody.
So in our case here, from November 9th, he has 3 assaults. And then he also has the FSGI in evading, the new assault and the interference that was filed on 11/13. Was that?
From 2022.
So they're older.
They're older ones that they just filed a couple days ago, but he's been in custody on our 3 assaults and the felonies.
So the felony assault, I see that he has not made bond on.
No, and that's why he was in custody, because he was in on those 2 bonds while they filed these 2 twos on him.
Yeah, 22. And the interference was also from 22. Do you know all the assault family members, are they against the same complaining witness?
No, they're different, Judge. 2022 is Asia Barros.
What is that, a girlfriend?
An ex-girlfriend.
An ex-girlfriend, okay.
No,
And then,
it's just regular, no baby.
okay, so then the other 3 assaults that we have here,
The other 3, the newer 3 are baby mama, mother and sister,
his mother?
his mother and his sister.
Okay. Have we found PC on all those cases? Because I don't know if we have or not. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like PC's been found on all of them. Okay, so Mr. Roberts Clay, I want you to understand something, that I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with any of the complaining witness in any of these cases. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to have any, not to be in possession of any weapons, not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you, and I'm going to put a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you 1,000 feet. I'm going to give you a 1,000 feet distance of where I don't want you to have contact with any of these people, any of the baby mamas, your mom, whoever else is part of these, you know, the peace officers, anyone in any of these cases, don't have contact with them. Don't go within 1,000 feet of where they live or where they work. There should be orders for protection on each one of these cases. So you have to understand, if you violate these, then the state can and will file additional charges against you. You need to understand, if multiple assault family members within a certain amount of time, they can hit you with 3rd-degree felonies, and you can be looking at 2 to 10 of the penitentiary on those. So I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do get out, I would be very careful where you go, because even if you have whatever contact, they can file more charges on you. I mean, you've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 open cases. Shreya, the evading arrest and interference on all these assaults, those happened after.
Yes.
Right, so I'm revoking the bonds on those 2 cases. The evading arrest and interference, the FSGI and evading, I'm revoking those bonds because of all the new cases that he's picked up.
I understand, Judge, but the 2 new cases are from 2022.
That's why I'm not doing anything with those, right? So I'm not using those against him to revoke the bond, but the new cases from 11-9, those are after, you know, we ordered him follow conditions. You have failed to follow those conditions by picking up another case, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assaults. So because you picked up those 5 assaults, I'm revoking the bond on the FSGI and evading.
So Judge, is this his first court date since the November 9th?
Correct. Yeah, this is the first time that I've seen Mr. Roberts Clay. I have not seen him at all, but we've been literally rolling him day for day to try to get him here. And we had Marco Sapien representing him, trying to get Mr. Clay, Roberts Clay and Marco at the same time so that's why. Did you want to add anything?
What are the conditions currently, Judge?
So no contact, no weapons, GPS, no going within 1,000 feet of any of the complaining witness where they live or where they work.
Satisfied with that, Judge.
Sorry?
That works, Judge.
And then I'm revoking his bonds on the FSGI and evading, and then that's it. So
What are you setting those at, Judge?
I think there should also, I would ask that they also be set at 5,000, Judge, to mirror the others.
75.
5,000, Judge.
Oh, yeah, I was going to do 5,000 and 1, 2, 3, 5,005 on the FSGI and evading. And then I'll leave the others as is. Okay, Mr. Roberts Clay, you know what's expected of you if you bond out. Just don't go near anywhere of these people. You know, sometimes when you have cancer, what do? You cut the cancer out. If you don't, it's gonna kill you, right?
Judge, would you do 5,003 just because I think it looks a little misleading whenever inside we're
of
looking
course.
at it and
Yeah.
it looks like you picked up 5, but it's actually 3.
Yes, of course. These people may be a cancer to your life. They're killing you, man. Cut it out before it kills you. Do you understand? All right, thanks. If there are no MOABs,
I need him.
wait. So,
Nala?
yeah, on any case that doesn't have a MOAB, I'm gonna grant it. It's just, there's so many cases in it, I just don't have time to look. Okay, ready?
Dion Jones.
This one?
Did you find PC on the UCW on this guy? Okay, just making sure.
Dayon Jones, come up. I want you to understand that I'm going to keep you extremely close. I don't want you consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. Do you have a Texas driver license? You're not allowed to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care where you got to go. I don't care what you got to do. Unless you have a license and liability insurance, don't drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand? You now have 2 open cases. You pick up a third, I'm going to lose it. I'm also ordering you not to go back to the place where the criminal trespass was, where you were arrested with the criminal trespass. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. You understand? You know what's expected of you, Mr. Jones. There's no excuse. I'm going to protect my county out there. You mess with my county, I'm going to mess with you. That's it. If I got a lawyer, it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Connor. He'll tell you when you got to come back to court. Come up here. We'll have you sign your affidavit, and then we'll have you get with Felicia for your bond conditions. And after that, you're free to go. All right. Thanks, Connor.
Judge, I need to approach on Mr. Carter Peeler, Judge Peeler. Judge, my client's 29 years old. He's got a history of mental situations. He's here with his parents.
Where's mom?
Well, mom just went down to pay some parking, but dad is here.
Yeah, come up, Dad.
Judge, I mean, they have some, they have documentations of all of his mental challenges. I'm on the case, but I'll review the meds and all that, and it actually may be a better case for the PD's office. I'm not sure, but I mean, I know he's.
Hi, Dad.
He gets nervous.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
There's no reason for you to be nervous. Really, it's not the end of the world. You've picked up a case, but it happens. When you do that, you dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and you move on. All we want you to do is just don't violate the law. Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance? Okay, you can continue to drive. Just be careful. If you happen to get into an accident, stop. It's not the end of the world. That's why you have car insurance, so that if you get into an accident, they're there to help you with what happened. They'll even give you a lawyer to represent you. That's why you pay for car insurance. Really.
I didn't know they'd give you a lawyer.
Well,
Your
certain
insurance
situations,
company.
not every single time, but
Okay.
like if someone were to sue you and you
Yeah.
have car insurance, typically there's a lawyer to help you out with these cases. Yeah. So that's why you pay for car insurance. That's why it's as expensive as it is. So I'm not putting any conditions on your bond, okay? Just be careful and be safe. That's it. We've given you a lawyer to stay in touch with John and he'll tell you how to navigate through this issue and that's it. Do you have any questions? The only other thing I'm going to tell you is that if you take medication, psychotropic medication, continue to take it. When you stop, I see so many people, they start taking it and they start to feel good. You know
What
what?
makes this courtroom session stand out is that it wasn't a single case. It was a nonstop stream of very different situations colliding in one room. We saw allegations involving driving offenses, assaults, theft accusations, threats, bond conditions, and repeated warnings from the court about consequences moving forward. Throughout the hearing, one message stayed consistent. The judge repeatedly focused on public safety, compliance with court orders, and whether defendants would take opportunities to change direction before consequences become more severe. Some individuals walked away with additional restrictions. Some received legal guidance, and others were given opportunities tied to treatment, education, or probation conditions. Courtrooms often become more than places where charges are read. They become moments where future choices begin to matter just as much as past actions. If you found this case as intense as we did, hit that like button, share your thought in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful courtroom breakdowns.